The breaking point is the blessing point. When God steps in, there comes a moment in every believer's life where the weight of the world becomes too heavy to carry. A point where even prayer feels silent, where the promises of God seem far off, and where your spirit is so weary, you whisper in the quiet, Lord, I can't do this anymore. But what if I told you that this exact moment, this point of breaking is often when God chooses to move most powerfully? You see, in our human nature, we're wired to hold things together, to stay strong, to keep pushing, to pretend we're okay even when we're not. But the truth is, God never asked us to be strong in ourselves. He calls us to surrender, not strive. And sometimes, the only way he can truly work in our lives is when we come to the end of ourselves. Because only then can his power be made perfect in our weakness. Let's look at the story of Moses, a man chosen by God to lead a nation, yet plagued by his own self-doubt. After being rejected by his people and wandering in the wilderness for 40 years, Moses probably thought his calling was over. But God was only just beginning. In the burning bush, God called out to Moses not when he was standing proud and ready, but when he was hiding, broken, and unsure of his worth. The miracle didn't come in Moses' strength, it came in his surrender. Then there's Hannah, a woman tormented by the weight of barrenness. Year after year, she wept in the temple, pouring out her soul to God. Everyone thought she was crazy. Even the priest misunderstood her cries. But it was that moment, her most broken, raw, and honest moment, that triggered the miracle of Samuel's birth, a prophet who would change the history of Israel. And we cannot forget Peter, the disciple who swore he'd never deny Jesus, only to deny him 3 times when it mattered most. Imagine Peter's heartbreak, the shame, the regret. He had failed the Messiah. But what did Jesus do after his resurrection? He came back specifically to restore Peter. 3 denials met with 3 affirmations. Do you love me? That same Peter would go on to preach at Pentecost, and 3,000 souls would be saved in one day. God doesn't discard the broken. He uses them. He restores them. He builds from the ruins. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 4, oitimenes novi, we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. That means even when it feels like you're falling apart, God is still holding you together. And sometimes he allows us to feel the weight not to destroy us, but to deepen our dependence on him. Think of the woman with the issue of blood. For 12 years, she suffered. Doctors couldn't help her. Society rejected her. But in the crowd, with nothing left to lose, she reached out and touched the hem of Jesus' garment. In that instant, healing came. But more than healing, he called her daughter. He affirmed her identity, not just her need. That miracle happened when she was at her end, and it changed everything. God's pattern hasn't changed. He's still meeting people in hospital rooms when the diagnosis says there's no hope. He's still showing up in empty bank accounts, broken marriages, silent seasons, and tear-stained pillows. He's still turning tombs into testimonies. The enemy will whisper, it's over. But God declares, I'm just getting started. So what do when you're at your breaking point? You pause, you breathe, you worship even through tears. You remember that Jesus sweat blood in the garden, crying out for another way, but still said, not my will, but yours. That prayer, born in pain, opened the door to our salvation. What if your current struggle's preparing something bigger than you can imagine? Maybe your trial isn't punishment, maybe it's positioning. Maybe your delay isn't denial, maybe it's divine timing. Maybe your breakdown is God is set up for a breakthrough that not only blesses you, but everyone connected to you. Isaiah 42:31 says, but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. That word wait doesn't mean to sit idle. It means to hope with expectation, to believe that even in the dark, God is still working, that even when it's quiet, heaven is still speaking. So today, If you're tired, if you're weary, if you feel like you have nothing left to give, I want to tell you, you'll read closer than you think. Your breaking point might just be your blessing point. Don't give up. Don't walk away. Don't believe the lie that this is the end, because it's in the darkest hour that the dawn breaks. And when it does, you'll look back and say, had I quit, I would have missed the miracle. Hold on. God is faithful. Your breakthrough is on the way.